Think about San Francisco in the late 60s, and images like this might appear in your head. The Summer of Love, hippies, Timothy Leary, the Grateful Dead, an explosion of youth culture. Chinatown never makes that highlight reel. And yet 3 miles due east from Haight Street, a transformation was happening, centered around a pool hall founded by American-born Chinese gangsters and a Japanese-American gang member from Oakland. They called it Leways, short for legitimate ways. And the mission was to find employment and recreation for the youth of our community. Gangs like the Raiders, the Immortals, ABCs, and FOBs passed through, played pool and pinball, danced, bought, and sold drugs, guns, and fireworks, smoked grass, dropped acid, fell in love, raised kids, built community, and tried to change the world. Leways tried to do what had never been done before. And now with society and politics so polarized and divisive, Chinatown and its wisdom and its lessons, so long hidden from view, should be shared. So this is a love story about Chinatown, its past, and what that past could mean for its future. Many of these photos by my friend Jerry Jew have never been seen before, the negatives stashed away in shoe boxes for nearly 60 years. Thank you, Jerry, for trusting me with them. Now, this is not one of Jerry's pictures. He's old, but not that old. These are Chinatown gangsters circa 1892, when Chinatown was 90% men, railroad, laundry, and factory workers who couldn't vote, own land, or marry outside their race. 42 years later, Bruce Lee, born 3 blocks away, managed to do all 3 before passing in 73. 8 years after the 1882 Chinese Exclusion Act was finally repealed, and a new wave of Chinese arrived in Chinatown, forming their own gangs, like Peter from the Wah Ching and the Joe Louis Boys. Leways was about transcending beef happening on the streets. Bands of Chinese, whites, and blacks filled Portsmouth Square with the sound of rock and roll and Motown songs like You're Still a Young Man, Suavecito, and I Can't Get Next to You. This was a time when making out on parked cars in broad daylight was cool. To figure out who you are and what you really wanted to be in an America your ancestors have always felt a tenuous love for, a land they embraced but rarely kissed them back. While back in the mainland, Mao's Cultural Revolution annihilated thousand-year-old norms, while girlfriends of Wah Ching gangsters fall into the center of a women's rights movement and America's own brand of revolution. I think of stories like my buddy, Derek Kwan. Derek saw this picture of himself. He said, "My father, CQ, was a notorious gangster and Leways member. He passed in 98, and mom's not talking, but I do believe I was conceived on top of that pinball machine at Leways." Sometimes CQ would get high, pour me into the 58 Chevy around midnight, rumble 6 blocks to the bottom of Lombard, peel out, burning rubber and sliding, no seatbelt, up the wrong way of that one crooked street, laughing. And it was moments like this I knew he was truly happy. Asians have a long history of swimming upstream against the current in America, going the wrong way up Lombard, a rebellion, defiance against a system that for centuries wanted Asian hands for labor, but not our rights for equal treatment. Listen, the truth is, San Francisco Chinatown isn't even supposed to be here. After the 1906 earthquake, City Hall tried to move Chinatown to Hunters Point. Chinatown found ways to stay, transforming into a tourist destination. And this pandemic means Chinatown must reinvent itself again. And I believe the spirit of Leways is exactly what is needed. When the so-called model minority experimented with marijuana and orange sunshine, redefined traditional roles, and dreamed dreams bigger than any generation before them. I think of 1969 in the movie Easy Rider, the desire it must have sparked, expansive, boundless potential to venture beyond Chinatown's borders, aspirations so mind-blowingly different than what their parents could imagine. While Hollywood's Mr. Yoshida in Breakfast and Tiffany's, Charlie Chan, Kato, the houseboy, the coolie, stereotypes of Asian man shattered by Bruce Lee and Jerry's pictures. Even in 2020, these dudes still look like the badasses they were and still are today. Think of all this change and the speed of it. How discombobulating this must have felt to their parents and grandparents who wanted to leave revolution behind, not have their children be part of igniting a perilous new one. Leways eventually became radicalized, factionalized, a Red Guard movement, drawing the eyes of the FBI and the wrath of Chinatown's 6 companies. SFPD raids on Leways eventually closed it down forever. There are lessons here too, but I'm telling you, things are bubbling in Chinatown now, again, under the surface. The old folks you pass on Chinatown streets may be the kids in Jerry's photos, now just older and wiser versions. They remember. They still all have a dream for Chinatown to rise again. Thank you.